Hello learners, we are back with another CSAT 2023 PYQ series. Now, what I have done consistently in this series is 1. Apply basic principles, and 2. Always, instead of going into the problem, visualize an attack point approach. All information in the question is not important. So, find the attack point and then only use basic principles. Now, in the same way, in this session we are going to deal reasoning problems. I have a feeling that because they have given quant a bit tougher, they have gone soft on reasoning, particularly in CSAT 2023. We will see almost all reasoning questions. Even if you have studied basics or gone through formula sheet and all, they could be easily solved. Not unlike a quant where you need to think, you need to find the patterns. Reasoning was a bit easy, and we will see how. Now, let's start with 18. 125 identical cubes are arranged in the form of a cubical block. Well and good. How many cubes are surrounded by other cubes from each side? Okay, this is nothing but in the normal parlance. If you color this thing, the number of cubes which have no color. So, okay. So, 125 identical cubes. What can we get from here? This is first attack point. 125 is 5 cube. So, in the cube that we are arranging, there are 5, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes, and in every direction there are 4 cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 5. This is x axis and y axis has been done. Now, even z2. Let me just erase this. I know my drawing is not that good, but please bear. I will try my best. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and these cuts extend to 3, 4, 5. Now, you get a whole picture, right? This is the front. This is the front face. That is the backward face. Front and backward. It is like this. Okay. Now, how many cubes are surrounded by other cubes on each side? Now, there are two ways to do this. One is simply the formula, which is n minus 2 whole cube. Since 5 is given, we could do 5 minus 2 cube, that is 27. Answer A. Another way of doing this is just visualization, no need to remind the formula, just follow my this thing. He is asking us cubes surrounded by other cubes. First, let us start from one face and make it into 3D, because it is easy for us to visualize a 2D figure. Then we could apply it to other faces and make it 3D. Okay, so let us consider one face. So let us think this is the face. Now, these are all cubes, they are facing here. Now, in the same way at the top 2, and this way 2, and this way 2, and even here. Because if you see in the first this thing, in this face itself only, this is attached to another side. So, these cubes are always exposed to the outside. Okay. Now, simple. What is area of a rectangle? It is L into B. So, it is L into B. Now, what are we doing? From the whole 5 by 5, we are removing one part from the length and one part from the breadth. Okay. So, on this face only these 3 into 3 box. Let me draw another. Only this 3 into 3 box is surrounded by cubes. Although it is exposed to the front, but when we make another layers, this will be surrounded by other cubes. So, what do we see? From each face we are removing 2 sections. That's why n minus 2. Okay, and cube is all the 3 directions. Now, since this is the face, these are exposed to outside, but go a step back. These 3 cubes just at the back layer will not be exposed because only this is the face. Next one is back of this. So, in the same way, see the other face too. Except the back face, there are 3 more like this. Am I right? Because back face is exposed, we will not consider these. So, how many cubes are surrounded by cubes on each side? It is those cubes, especially in these region, in these 3 layers 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So, this is n minus 2 whole cube, which is 5 minus 2, that is 27, or 3 cube, which is 27. Now, you should also have an understanding why it is n minus 2. Simple. We are removing one, we are decreasing the square, one length from the top, one length, 1 unit lengthwise and 1 unit breadthwise. So, the number of cubes that participate in this square is 3 into 3. In this square, it is 5 into 5. In this cube, it is 3 into 3. So, since this is faced, now there are 5 such layers like this. That is what I mean. So, first and second layer are exposed to the outside. The middle 3 layers are not exposed. So, in those 3 middle layers, this 3 into 3 section is surrounded by cubes on all sides. That is what this meant. So, either you can solve it easily, or if they complicate the problem, understanding why it is n minus 2 whole cube also helps. So, let us go for the next. Next reasoning problem is between 24th. Yes. Now, let us see. Okay, this is some mathematical operator that is being applied to numbers and we are getting a result. Okay, what are the mathematical operators we know? They are 4 only: plus, minus, division. So, some mathematical operator is applied to all 3 numbers and we are getting a result. He is asking what will be the result. Okay, let us guess this will be. What this mathematical operator will be? It can't be division because these are not multiples and I don't have any point here. So, let us rule out division. Next, can it be multiplication? No, because the result is too less for it to be multiplication, because even you take the least digit 7 into 9, 63. So, can't be purely multiplication. Can it be a result of plus and minus? I know this could be easily solved, but your process always dealing with reasoning problems should be structured. So, I am giving you a structure to follow. Okay, now, okay, this can't be this. Can this be this? Okay, 7 9s are 63. Even if there is a division somewhere, the result should be in points. So, not be. So, is this minus? Okay, for the result to be 8, right? 7 is 2 bits from 9 and 9 and 10 are 1 bit. So, minus can't be, plus Let us see. 7 plus 9 is 16. 16 plus 10 is 26. Oh, now you see. This 8 is nothing but 2 plus 6. Next, 9 plus 11 is 20. 20 plus 30 to 50, which is nothing but 5. Okay, now he is giving us the sum of digits. And in the similar way, the answer will be 23 plus 4, 27, 27 plus 15, 42, and 4 plus 2 gives 6. So, A is the answer. In such questions, it is always advisable to follow a structured approach. Start from see the value and try to fit something, some operator here, so that it becomes easier. And they said one more advantage that we have is it is a uniform operator. So, the case of one being division and one being multiplication also does not happen. So, it helps you to arrive at the operation faster. So, possibly. So, always have a structured approach in such type of problems. See where addition happens, or first remove the sort out of the negatives and remove which don't seem possible, and you will get with some other answer. So, this is an easier question now. Next question is reasoning. Okay. 37. Observation based question. 0 is written as CHUR, ZE written as CHUR. Okay. Now, Z might be a bit complex, then find the relation between those two. We know E, F and G, next is H, R, S, T, U, O, P, Q, R, Z, A, B, C. Okay. So, he is leaving the next two alphabets and writing the third one. In the same way, let us see for here. Okay. Instead of seeing all that player, see what is differentiating. First unit is same, last unit is different. So, start at the last unit itself. So, to save time, PQR, S, T, U. This is done. This is if you want to solve the question. But see here, R is already being coded for U, right? So, by the same principle, R will be coded by U, and see E is coded by H. By the same principle, E will be coded by H. You need not even solve the problem. He has just repeated whatever the digits that are there in the question in the answer too. So, even without solving, you can arrive here. So, this is being street smart. Choose the way you want to answer this question. You can go, this is not a difficult thing, but this is an easier thing, but much more easier is saying, looking for questions, looking for answers in the question itself. So, an easy one. Okay. Next one is 38. Okay. Consider the following statements. A is older than B. Okay. Okay, he has given us some statements. And how many statements above are required to determine the oldest person or persons. Okay. There are another two ways to solve this problem. Let's first go by statements and all. Always a good way to start a problem is find the extrovert variables. Extrovert variables are those variables which are mentioned in one or two statements. F is mentioned. Okay, let's start from the first only. A is older than B. Okay, this is, let's arrange, he is asking oldest, and in this way you will get young. So A is older than B. Okay, A is older than B. C and D are of the same age. Okay, since I don't know, I am not putting anything here. C and D are of the same age. They could be here, they could be here, and they could be down of B2. Okay, E is the youngest. Good. E is the youngest. F is younger than D. Okay. Now we got a relation that F is younger than D. C and D could be here, F could be here. C and D could be here, F could be here. We can't find this thing. That's why I am not writing it to this thing. All your variables should be on one side, and only when you know of surety with the conviction that okay, there could be no other possibility, then only write in this. Okay. E is the youngest, done. F is younger than D. F is older than A. Okay. Now, in this relation, I told you why to search for extrovert points. Now you might have understood, because we got certainty only from the extrovert point here. Otherwise, if this point was not there, C and D could be anywhere, F could be anywhere. So that's why always search for those extrovert points. Now what has he said? He has said that F is older than A. So the only place of F could be here. So are all these things on A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, done. Now, how many statements are required to determine the oldest person? I think all 5 are required, because till the last instance, even when till the last instance we were here only, because this portion could be here, here, here and here. So only at the last instance we were this could be arranged, and each and everything is important. If you don't specify E could be above E, above C and D, or between C and D and all. So each and every statement was important here. So all 5 were needed. This is solving it by the way of logic. Another way to solve such is approach, where it is how your gut tells you. Now see what is happening. There are how many people? 6 people. A, B, C, D, E, F. To know the youngest or the oldest, you need a relation between all of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes? You need a relationship between all of them. So how many statements could justify a certainty? If you could place A in relation with B, B in relation with C, so 1 to 1. 1 to 1. We need 5 statements. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. To know for certain when the statements are in relationship with one another. See, every statement here is relationship one another. C and it is telling C, what is C with respect to D? It is telling E with respect to all others. It is telling F with respect to D. Here it is telling F with respect to A. So, in such type of problems, I am not telling this thing works. This is more an gut based approach. So, there could be a probability that here all the statements are referencing one person to another person. So, we have 6 persons here and the maximum possible needed is 5 as we have seen in this case. So, what do we need to find the 6th person? We need to find the positions of remaining 5, right? So, for 5 persons, for finding out 5 persons, we need 5 statements. Either you can go that way or this way, but this is more probabilistic. The first method is more solving each problem and going there, because this is a data sufficiency. You could take some chances, but this is more a gut based approach. If you get the feel, go for this method, otherwise prefer the first one. Now, next reasoning is 38. Okay. See how they have increased the importance of number system. Even in reasoning and odd man out, they are asking you prime number based, and prime numbers, composite numbers, even and odd numbers, we study it under number system. So, be doubly wary or spend extra time when you learn number systems. Not only learning just theory or formulas, be mindful of the reason behind them too, especially in number systems. This is my simple suggestion. Now, let us get back to the question. Choose the clue different from others. You see, anywhere you are getting 7s, only odd digits, okay, 7, 7. Apart from odd digits, we know that majority of the odd digits are prime. So, take a guess that this may be prime. If you do not know the prime numbers until 100, but if you know, it is just an application question. But if you do not know, I am telling you the ways you can get to that solution. Okay, think this may be prime numbers, because nothing is divisible. 13, 17, 37, 47, 97, same 31, 41, 53 and 67, 71, 73, all are primes, except here 91 is 13 into 7. So, this is odd man out. A small suggestion, remember all the primes until 100. From 1 to 50, there are 15 primes, and from 50 to 100, there are 10 primes. In total, from 1 to 100, there are 25 primes. Be wary of this. It will help you not only in odd man out or in number series problems and all. Learn primes, focus on primes and learn primes until 100. Okay. This one also an easy one. Next one is next one is a bit long. $70. This is a good problem. This is a coded inequality question. Such questions are called coded inequalities. And again, I'll suggest you two methods to solve this problem. One is solving this, and another is there is a Jugaad way, which I teach students in my class. The first is clean. A plus B means A is neither smaller nor equal. Okay. Plus equals neither smaller nor equal, which means greater than. A minus B means not greater than, that smaller or lesser than. See, there are only three ways of doing this. The easier way to do is either you can be smaller, or you can be equal, or you can be greater. So, if he is telling, how do you specify someone? By telling that if people, you call one out. Suppose there are A, B, C. There is a group of three people. How do you call out A? Either you call out A, or you tell that those persons who are not B and C, which will be A. So, there are two ways of specifying one thing. In the same way, he is doing it. Some places he is telling that it is A, some places he is telling that the other one. So, into means not smaller. Not smaller is either greater or equal. Next, division means neither greater nor equal, which means it is smaller. A plus or minus B. Next, plus or minus, neither smaller nor greater, which means equals. Okay. Now let us decode the statement as per this, as per the code given below. P into Q. Into stands for P greater than or equal to Q. Okay. Next, P minus T. P lesser than or equal to T. Next, T divided by R. So, T lesser than R. Okay. Next, R plus or minus S. So, R equals to S. Now, let us arrange this in one fashion. Okay. P and Q. Either they are equal or Q is lesser than. You could arrange in a single line P or Q. Q could be lesser than. This is greater, this is lesser side. So, either it could be equal or it could go other side. P lesser than or equal to T. So, write T here. T could be either equal or it could be greater than 2. By this arrow, we are just showing another probability. It could be equal. If it is equal, we are writing in the same line. If it is greater, we are showing the possibility. Next, R is definitely greater than T. Okay. So, no matter the possibility you take, R will always be greater than P. If it is equal, still R is greater. If T is equal, still R is greater. Now, and R is equals to S. So, R is equals to S. So, this will be the diagram. To make it more clear, let me just, the final diagram we got is T equals P equals Q, and Q could be lesser than, this is lesser, this side it is greater, and T could be greater, and T is always, R is always greater, and R equals to S. So this is the final diagram we have. Now let's decode the final statements here. Conclusion 1, Q plus or minus T. Plus or minus stands for Q equals to T. See, is there any possibility from this statement of Q becoming equal to T? Even if the maximum possible of value of Q can be P, but in one case, only when it is maximum is possible, P is equals to Q, and even in that case, it has to be equal to T. But there is a chance that suppose if T is greater than P, this conclusion doesn't follow. So conclusion 1 doesn't follow in all cases. It may follow in one case. When a conclusion is given, it means it is definite for all the possible cases. So since there are cases where this is not possible, first statement is not so. Next, S plus Q. And S is greater than Q. Yes, obviously, because what did I tell you? This side things are greater than. S is greater than Q. Yes, that is true. So only conclusion 2 stands. Now, this is one way where everybody solves logically. But if you are my students, you know another short trick here. It is first get until this statement, and then you know Laila Majnu method. We call this Laila Majnu method. It is because Q equals to T, S equals to 2. Laila Majnu method is, this is Laila and this is Majnu. Laila wants to reach Majnu, and it can only reach if either there is an equal to or there is a door opening. It can only, the movement can only happen in this way. If it is like this, the movement cannot happen. This blocks. Just think of this symbol as a door's opening, closing. So you can only enter a door like this. So that way. These are the only rules required now. So you need to go from Q to T. Let's see now. To go from Q to T, you need to go from Q to P and then P to T. So from Q to P, you are not able to go because you already have seen this here, and the movement can't happen this way. So this is obviously wrong, and S is greater than Q. So S should be able to go to Q. So start with S. S is able to go to R. R is able to go to T, and T is able to go to P, and P is able to go to Q. So this stands. It is that simple. Hardly 10 or 15 seconds if you know this thing. This LM method or is jugaad way of saying, but there are two specific conditions which I have taught to my students in my class. Now this any coded inequality is just a 30 seconds problem for this. No need to fret and all. No matter how much complicated they make the system, it works for all cases. So you can either solve it by going the logical way or this jugaad way. Next problem. This is 70, okay. $75. Especially in such type of problems, when you get these type of problems, first count including the spaces, how many digits are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So 20 alphabets. Either they could be groups of 4 or groups of 5. Okay. So let's check it group wise. Let's take, there are 4 groups. 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, done. Now, let's check DACB. DACB. There is any process from ABCD, AABC, CDAB, BCD. No. There is nothing here. So first one is gone. Next CDAB, CDAB, ABCC, DABC, ADAB. No, nothing. Double CA, D, C, C, and A, ABCD, CABC, CDAB, no, nothing of that sort. So it has to be DDCA. Put D here. D, D, C, A. ABCD, okay. Next, DABC. So last digit is coming forward. Next. In this last digit, this is coming. CDAB. Now CDAB. So there is a process. Next BCDA and next ABCD. So DDCA is the right option. In all such kind of problems, all you need to do is count the numbers and see the possible blocks, perfect integer blocks, which they can be divided into, and just see this here, apply this here. Now, next one is, the answer for this is DDCA, D. $77. So, in true or false statements, convert everything to true and see with possibilities. Okay. Now, consider the following statements in 5 candidates: P, Q, R, S, and T. Okay, there are 5 candidates: P, Q, R, S, and T. 2 statements are true and 1 statement is false. Okay. True statement is one of P and Q. So one of P and Q is selected for the job. Okay. So since this is a true statement, only either P or Q, not both is possible. So not P and Q is not possible. I am just representing it. Next, false statement. At least one of R and S was selected from the job. So since this is false, at least so the false statement tells that either R or Q or R and S, sorry, R and S. Either R, either S or R and S were selected for the job. So if these all are false, what might be true? The true statement is none of them has been selected for the job. Why? Because how many ways can you select two people? R and S. Either you select R, either you select S, either you select R and S, or you select none of them. These are only the four possibilities that are possible. So, since he is telling that all three are false, it could be none. So, none of R and S are selected. Good. Now, let us go to the